Hello and welcome to Manga Torre 96, and today we're going to talk about Trinity 7. This is one of the forgotten series, as after the anime aired almost 7 years ago, it really couldn't keep the spotlight on itself, which is quite unfortunate considering that Arata is the second best protagonist in a harem battle series right after Issa, with the members of the Trinity 7 being a great harem overall. While this series doesn't offer anything revolutionary in that genre, and the plot did feel kinda shaky at times to say it mildly. However, it has great art, nice action and generally lovable characters to make this series, despite its apparent flaws, an enjoyable manga to read. And with the series being in its final arc, I would suggest that you go on board on the last ride that this manga has to offer. That being said, in this video I will cover my 3 favorite members of the Trinity 7, where I will go over their personalities and their past. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I will be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the manga, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with my number 1 of the Trinity 7, and that's Lilith. Lilith Asami, whose real name is Lilith Azazel, is the Trinity 7 of the Luxuria archive. She is also a teacher at the Royal Biblia Academy. During an investigation mission, she discovered the existence of the Demon Lord candidate Arata Kasuga before introducing him to the world of magic. Lilith has a very mature and responsible presence compared to most others, often playing the straight man in many situations. As a teacher, she tends to act strict and formal, believing in working hard to reach one's goals, giving her a bit a reputation of an ice queen. However, in spite of her firm attitude, Lilith is also very kind and compassionate, caring deeply for her students and friends. Oftentimes, she tends to watch over others and provides guidance to support them. Feeling a sense of sympathy for Arata's plight, she becomes willing to demonstrate her magic for him, despite previously stating that magic wasn't something one should show off to others. Furthermore, during a battle, she becomes serious and prioritizes other people's safety over her own. When she was captured by her father, a Beast Trinity, in the Sky Library, she was much more concerned with Arata's well-being than hers. Lilith is also rather prudish, disliking actions or words of a sexual nature or implications. Usually, she becomes very embarrassed and uncomfortable whenever anything sexual happens. As a result, her research thema lies within the Luxuria or Lust archive, and people often tease her because of it, particularly about her body. However, she can get angry if pushed too much, chastening and even becoming violent depending on the situation. Additionally, because of her serious nature, she is often shocked and sometimes disheartened by many of her peers' nonchalant attitudes, occasionally having to force them to become focused. Nevertheless, Lilith enjoys being with her friends, becoming happy when they are all together. She has a deep trust in them, working with each other as a team efficiently. Notably, others have noted that prior to meeting Arata, Lilith was quite cold towards others, but has since become friendlier. In many ways and personality, Lilith is exactly like her mother, Aries Azazel, most notably her intelligence, as she is a teacher at the school. As for her past, 17 years ago, in an alternate ruin world, Lilith was sent by Abyss Trinity as an infant to the current world as an experiment to see if he could transfer a magic kink element to a different dimension. As her memories were modified when she crossed between worlds and time, Lilith would not remember her true origin. Nevertheless, Lilith would live and study at an orphanage until she was scouted by Master Biblia due to her magical abilities. Eventually, she will become the youngest person ever to join the Trinity 7, as well as join the staff of the Royal Biblia Academy as a teacher. Moving on to my second favorite Trinity 7, and that's Lisalotta. Lisalotta Sherlock is the older twin sister of Selene and the Trinity Seven of Axadia. Prior to Arata's enrollment at the Royal Biblia Academy, she vanished until reappearing before her friends as an evil mage. Lisalotta is a confident, seductive and playful young woman who is not above using her feminine charms to reach her goals. For example, when facing against the Biblia headmaster, she entices him with her body to create an opening to defeat him. Ambitious and straightforward, Lisalotta is incredibly dedicated to her research, although she tends to hate working hard and prefers taking shortcuts to reach her goals. As such, she is even willing to be deceitful to her own friends and family. She will join Grimoire security with the intention of studying breakdown phenomenon to gain access to the Eternal Library before becoming an evil mage and later fight against her friends. She would even choose to steal her sister Selene's magic, even though her action would put her sibling's life in danger. Even so, Lisalotta proudly remains resolved to follow her own path, willing to take any risk to fulfill her desire. When pressured by Arata, she chooses to use her last crest to win despite being aware of the great danger of such an act. However, despite her questionable history, Lisalotta is actually a very kind and caring person. She still deeply cares for her sister and friends' well-being. In spite of being enemies for a while, she will treat them in a friendly manner, happily chatting and jesting with them. After being defeated by Arata, she becomes joyfully after learning that they still cared for her. Since then, she has chosen to remain loyal to them, willing to fight and support them in dangerous situations. When prompted by Hijiri to choose a side, Lisalotta ultimately decided to stay with her friends. Subsequently, she has cheerfully continued to enjoy their friendship, often mischievously teasing and having fun with them. During battle, Lisalotta can be very poised and capable, being very self-assured of her abilities, although she sometimes can become overconfident and be easily surprised by unexpected events. During those moments, she tends to get nervous and even depressed, but usually she quickly recovers. Additionally, Lisalotta can also be quite crafty, analyzing her opponent's weaknesses and using them against them. She would manage to steal Arata's magic by using his desire to find Hijiri to catch him off guard, notably as indicated by her thema Stagna or Stagnation in the Arcadia Sloth archive. Lisalotta is a very enterprising individual, essentially meaning she is not the type to stand still and do nothing. As for her past, Lisasherlock, her true name is Risa Charlotte Laplace, is born in a small town in Europe. When she was young, she can get information and calculate it to make a perfect conclusion. She and her twin sister Selene have had magic talent since they were children. Lieselote is fascinated and desires to be able to calculate everything in the world. Selene on the other hand followed, but doesn't have any ambition as big as her sister. They are a known genius in the city they live in. Lisa as a child solved university-level mathematical problems just because she wanted more difficult challenges. One day they met with Master Biblia, an acquaintance of their uncle and aunt, who invited both prodigies into magic school. Lisa accepted without hesitation. Unfortunately, their city is visited by a group of vampires, servants of Melione, who want to take the treasured Gleipnir, a grimoire left by Pythagoras that can control the beast and transcended dimension. Children with magic talent yet to become wizards is a delicacy for them. In the ensuing events, the people of the city are turned into zombies, Master Biblia being a paladin who is not allowed to interfere with the happenings in the world, thus can't help with Lisalote is attacked and is about to be eaten by one of the vampires, Lamia. At that moment, Lisalote tried to access her assailant, calculating and finally found Logos art by her own calculation. This was the first time she had become a wizard as well as one of the Trinity Seven. Lieselote and Selena both enrolled at the Royal Biblia Academy, where she eventually became a Trinity Seven, and at some point she would also join Grimoire security as the second seed. However, in reality she had only enlisted to experience the breakdown phenomenon as much as possible in order to connect to the forbidden eternal library. Moving on to my third favorite Trinity 7, and that's Levi. Levi Kazama is the Trinity 7 of NVIDIA who is currently enrolled as a student at the Royal Biblia Academy. As a user of shamanic spells, she is considered to be one of the world's top 3 strongest super tricksters, one of the top 5 mages at fighting, and she herself stating that she is about the 3rd or 4th strongest person in the world. Levi is an easygoing, confident young woman, customarily declaring herself as a ninja and displaying her skills. She rarely does become agitated or nervous, typically acting casually in most situations. She is even able to remain calm and function normally even while at a disadvantage. During her skirmishes against Lisalotta and Luke, she was able to calmly think and fight against them, although there have been times where she gets uneasy and even embarrassed. She is also quiet and kind and friendly, usually getting along with almost everybody. Even those who act hostile to her, such as Mira or Luke, she will still act cordially regardlessly of their actions. Even though she was temporarily beaten by Luke, she didn't hold any grudges and acted normally with her. Additionally, Levi can be quite playful and flirty, sometimes acting perverted to tease or trick her friends, which amuses her greatly. Furthermore, she also enjoys observing them and watching them react in different situations. Overall, Levi appreciates her friends and cares deeply for their well-being, supporting and watching them. Despite her mischievous behavior, Levi has a serious side, especially when the people she cares about are in danger. During those times, she is very reliable, willing to fight and protect others they are unable to battle. During Yui's breakdown phenomena, Levi acted more seriously to save her, and change that didn't go unnoticed by others. Other times, she can become focused is when she faces strong opponents such as Akio and Luke. Furthermore, Levi possesses a strong but cold-blooded mentality, killing the most out of the Trinity 7 through assassination missions. She is even capable of killing friends if they become dangerous without hesitation while remaining friendly. On one occasion, after discovering she was trapped in Yui's dream, Levi decisively committed suicide in order to escape. Levi is also not above using her friends' weaknesses against them in battle. Levi usually poses a sign with her 2 fingers V, symbolizing sometimes not to let her friends worry. Ironically, she has been taught this sign by a very mortal enemy and her former friend Ryuki in the past. A notable trait of Levi is that she won't become envious of anyone, and her strong point is acting independently without having any expectation of others. Which is why she is a ninja, and her research thema is Expectatio in the NVIDIA Envy archive. As for her past, much of Levi's past is unknown. However, same with the rest of the Trinity 7, she is hinted to have experienced a hard life. At some point, she would enroll at the Royal Biblia Academy and become the Trinity 7 of NVIDIA, as well as achieving a perfect success rate in both missions and assassinations. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on my 3 favorite members of the Trinity 7. And that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.